What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a photo corner spin like the example in the beginning. This transition idea is very simple and easy. It does not require pro, and it should only take you about 2 to 5 minutes. And the only apps you're going to need is, of course, Funimate and PixArt. So yeah, let's get started. The account that I will be using today is my main account, which is Arianne, and I will be using Charli D'Amelio as an example for this transition idea. Click on plus and then edit video. Then I picked this pastel bluish ombre background, and for format I used square. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is go to PixArt and pick a grid. Click on that plus sign on the bottom and then click on all photos, click on background, and you want to pick that transparent background. Then you want to click on sticker and then look up grid. And you should be able to see all these kinds of grids, but I picked the bottom one over here. Then I clicked on apply, next, and save. Now that we have that, let's go back to Funimate and then click on the plus sign, click on image or video, and then pick your grid. We don't need all these squares, so we are going to crop it. So then that should leave us to 4 squares. Click on the option crop and then crop it like this. Once you're done, click on done, and you should have this. Then place it in the corner of your choice. I picked this corner, and then have one box visible. Next, click on animate and then custom, and then go to rotation. Add your first point, and for your second point, have the degrees to at a -90. And for your third point, have your degrees at a -180. And for your fourth point, we are going to have the degrees at a -270. And that should spin your grid, but watch this. Your grid is spinning slowly, and we don't want that in here. We want it to stop at every single point. So we are going to change the keyframes, which is right here. And we are going to use this kind of keyframe for every single point. And your rotation should look like this. The next thing we're going to do is place our photos on the grid, so pick your photo or image. I have this image of Charli. I resized her photos so that it fits better on the square. And then next I clicked on animate, custom, but before we go to rotation, I clicked on anchor, which is right there, and that basically moves that red dot in the middle to any place of your choice. And in this example, we want it in that corner, and you can do that by simply moving the image or using these arrows right here. Now go to rotation and then put that image back in the grid. Then place your first point, and for your second point, have it at a -80 or 90, somewhere around there, as long as it's not visible. And for a keyframe, we are going to use the same keyframe as we did on the grid. Next, we are going to add our second image, which is of this one of Charli. For our second image, we want it to start at 00. So then now click on animate, custom, and before you go to rotation again, click on anchor and have that middle circle in the corner. Then click on rotation and place it in the grid Then for your first point, we wanted to add a positive 80 or 90, somewhere around there. And for your second one, we wanted to add around 0. And for our third point, we wanted to add a negative 90 or 80 degrees as long as it's not visible. And then change your keyframes to that curve one for all of your points. And for your third image, have it start around 1 second, so it's on top of our second image like that. And right now I'm just adjusting my image so that it fits better on the grid. So then click on Animate, Custom, and then Anchor. Then click on Rotation, and same thing with the second one. We want our first point to be at a 90, positive 90, somewhere around there. And for our second point, we wanted to add a 0. And for our third point, we wanted to add a negative 90 or 80, somewhere around there. And so far it should look like this. And let's add our last photo. By the way, I got these photos of Charlie from her Instagram account, if you were wondering. And have that fourth photo start around 2 seconds, and then click on Animate and then Anchor. So now click on Rotation, and same thing with the second and third one. For your first point, have it at a positive 80 or 90, and for your second point, have it at a 0, and for your third point, have it at a negative 80 or a 90 as long as it's not visible. So now it should look like this. And it was missing a little something. It was missing some pizzazz in the background, so I wasn't satisfied. So I went to GIF and looked up minimal, and I found this raining glitter rainy thingy, snowy thingy. And I added that. I had it on top of my clip and but below of the transition. And for the blending part, I had it at screen. And here's the result again. And that is it for today's video. I really hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And if some parts of this video was a little confusing to you, please let me know by commenting down below, and I'll try to help you if I can. Okay, so on my last video, which was like a week ago, I haven't been posting since. I'm really sorry. I usually post like after 3 to 4 days, but things got a little caught up. So that's that. But anyways, if you stayed till the end on my last video, I had you comment a cloud emoji with your Funimate username by it if you wanted a shout out. Oh, and by the way, I only give 5 to 8 shout outs to people, so if you don't get picked, maybe you'll get picked on the next video. I pick randomly. So shout out to Absidy's Edits, Avadi Love, Charlie LeBlanc, Friends ZZXX, SXLM, Alana B, Skyberry, and Unwanted Erica. Shout out to you guys. If you want a shout out on my next video, comment a palm tree emoji with your Funimate username by it. So then have a good day or night wherever you are. Voice cracks.